Hello scientists, I'm Aegis Wolf. Welcome back to the gaming facility. This is episode 11 of a Let's Play on Abiotic Factor. If you haven't watched from the start, there'll be a link down in the description to go back to the start of the playlist and watch from there. Now, my video releases have been pretty consistently almost every day up until now. That is going to start to drop off as I start studying the uni again, but I will be trying to post at least a couple of days a week moving forward. Also, if you're new here or you're a returning viewer and you're not subscribed yet, go and hit that subscribe button for me. Only about 5% of people who are watching my videos are subscribed at the moment, and I am working towards getting 1,000 subscribers so I can actually start to make some money off of the ads that are, as far as I know, currently playing on my videos, but I don't actually see any of that ad revenue at the moment, so if you can hit that subscribe button for me, that'd be hugely appreciated, so I can start generating at least a little bit of money out of the ads that are being played on my videos. With all of that out of the way, let's jump into it. So where we left off in the last episode, we had just used this keypad to open up the portal down there, down to to Flathill. So I am now going to run down there. I've gone back and I've emptied out my inventory, so that's nice and empty. So we're going to head down into Flathill and basically run through that. So the episode is mainly going to be focused on that. I'm going to grab this hazmat suit as well. So just track that on. So it's always preferable not to be irradiated. Now there is this here, which we can't actually open at the moment, but that'll be relevant later on in the game. Okay. So this is Flathill. So there's quite a bit located around in here that we can go and do. And the great thing is that as far as resources, this is a location that at midnight every night, Portal Realms, Portal Worlds will reset. And what that basically means is that everything that we've gathered in here resets as well, which means we can come and loot it all again, which is very helpful, particularly when we are looking for certain items or certain materials, such as salt or peas or those kinds of things. We know that we can always come back here after the reset and grab more of that. So MRE. Now that's going to be locked. First rock up here. I'm going to go through and pick up these cans just because now that I can make the soup, I'm going to be able to make use of those. Pick up seeds. Are there any other seeds? Yes, let's grab those. I think that's about it. And we'll move through into the next area. Just going to go through and pick up what I can out of these. Mainly stuff that is going to be good for cooking at the moment with these. The ice cream I can combine with root beer as well, make a root beer float. I'll be able to do that down the track. So that's it's one of the big boys that we can't do anything about, so we're going to try and avoid him while we are in here. Let's unlock that. Let's open this. Pick up some ammo. Okay, so I'm going to eat one of these.
I have to go right away.
So something I have done in between the last video and this video is I have set up and equipped a shield. So it's just a plastic shield, which is just this here. And I can use that in conjunction with a melee weapon. If I right click, then it'll hold up and protect me from enemies, which is super helpful. What am I carrying too much of? Okay, so it now says in brackets how many recipes something is used in as well. That's a new feature. Well, it's a feature that when I was playing previously wasn't there, so it's good to see that we've got something like that now.
At last you are here. You want out? Of course you want out. Like them, the giants. You are trapped here, but shut down the devices. Your devices. Remove the power cells. 1, 2, 3. You'll have your way out. But what then? When you've opened your door, what then? Hey?
So now that we've opened up this gate, we've got a quick way back, and it's so that portal will actually take us back to the office sector, and that's in the from the looks of that, that's on the 3rd level of the office sector. So and so that'll take us back to the main section. Now, So what I'm going to do is I'll be jumping back and forth a little bit just so I can drop stuff off. Okay, so this brings us back to the office sector. So I'm going to go and put what I've collected just in the refrigerator, just so that we can get that out of the way. Having a second pot is also handy. It means that I can cook a different type of soup as well, which is nice. So something that I might do as well is actually organize a cart, because that's going to allow us to transport more stuff as well. So, okay, so let's dump that. Let's dump those. Oh, actually, we've got a different spot for those. Non-perishables, excellent. Dump that in the equipment. Dump that. The hose, go constructed stuff. MRE can go in perishable, and ammo go in equipment. Excellent. Okay, so what I'm going to look at getting is setting up as a cart. So what I can do now is I can grab the cart, so I can place the cart down, and I can actually put stuff on the cart as well, and run around with it. So that's going to mean that I can stack up stuff onto this, and it's just going to make life a little bit easier as far as me going through and looting the Flathill area. Means I won't have to come back as often. So the button down here as well, that button down there brings the carts back. So I come and pop the cart over there. We'll run back down here. And that'll bring the cart back. So it used to bring, I believe, actually, let's test out. So it used to bring the cart back, and I believe dump all the stuff into a bag, so you can see that there's something on there now. So let's just test this out. So if I... it's probably got some cooldown on it, but it's not going to let me do it. So, I can unlock that. So this in here, I'll come back and look at in the future. So, little bobblehead. You'll find bobbleheads all over the base. But this here, if you are doing a solo run, this is like a tidy little area that you can set a base up in if you want to. I tend not to set bases up in enclosed areas, that's just me. Okay, so let's press this. And yeah, so you'll see that it brings the cart back. And it also has a loot bag there that it gives us. So this is a handy way we can take multiple carts with us into an area, do a whole bunch of looting, and then port it back to Warren. So that it's all ready to pick up and ready to go. So this will be handy a little bit later on when we want to do some massive looting runs of some different areas, and it would be a pain in the neck to try and transport everything back manually. Okay, so run down here. All right. That's just got some stuff that I killed in there earlier. Yeah, just little bits and pieces. Nothing too special in there. Okay, so let's go run through again. Excuse me. And level 4 sprinting has been unlocked, so that's handy. So now we can see that this is still unlocked from the last time that we came through, so that's handy as well. There's another hazmat suit there. Now, while I'm here, there are going to be a couple of things that I want to do. So one is I want a magazine stand. I'm going to be using this in an item later on. I'm going to be using it to construct something later on, but we'll cover that when we get to it. So this gets us through to a shortcut area. We're not worried about that at the moment because we haven't unlocked the shortcut. Now we want to stay away from these guys because we can't actually do anything to hurt them, and they can cause us a bit of grief. So the magazines are going to be useful because we can use them to create armor a little bit down the track as well. Well, we can use them to create armor now, but I've got to go back and actually do that. Okay, so we filled that up. I'll run through here. My big thing in these big areas is I want to avoid those giants. I want to make sure that they don't come after me. And as long as I do that, I should be fine. Our big goal in this area is to try and find a power cell. There are a number of power cells that you can get from here. And it's Oh, could be in trouble here. Nope, I'm okay. Ooh. Yeah, the power cells help us in a number of ways in unlocking the manufacturing area with the forklift that we came across previously. It also I'm gonna pop this down here. Let's put the heavy stuff on it. I don't have to worry about that. The power cells help us get into the manufacturing area via the forklift that we need to power. But the power cells are also useful for a bunch of other things as well that we'll come across later on in the game. Okay. So this is a really good place to get access to a lot of the electronical components because they will respawn after the reset, and we get notified of the reset when we're back in the main facility. Okay, so I can sort of juggle. I can juggle these pens. Well, I'd be able to juggle the pens if I hadn't run out of battery, but that's okay. That's not a problem. Okay. I can just dump all that stuff in there, which will be nice and ready to go when I portal back. So a lot of this is just going through and looting and finding stuff that's in the area. Most of this you probably won't, most of these like little side areas you won't revisit when you're normally coming through here. The main reason to come through this area or come into Flathill is to be able to find the power cells. So it'll take us a little bit to get to the first power cell the first time, but once we've done that, it'll be fairly easy for us to revisit them because we'll be able to open up some of the shortcuts, which makes this a lot easier, and it makes dealing with those guys outside much more trivial. Not that it's all that difficult to do to begin with, but yeah, it'll just make life a little bit easier. So we'll dump that in there and head up this way. So should be able to push this upstairs. So I won't be able to push this through into the next area that I'll be going, though I don't think so. But that's okay. We can't get through there. Yeah, and here I'm going to be climbing up, so I won't be able to get the cart in through there. But that's not a huge problem. You know, it's served its purpose quite well, and we'll be able to deal with that when we head back to the office sector. So we've got a new bit of compendium, which is the composer, which is what they call the giant creatures. Okay, so pick up a lead vest, and now we can pick up the power cell. And the power cell itself gives us more things unlocked. Okay. That also unlocks a portal. Now there is one shortcut that I actually want to go back and open up. Just to make life a little bit easier in case I want to head through that way in the future. So I just need him to head back over that way, and I'll be able to do what I need to. I just wanted to unlock those and open them. I don't think I can get down in there. No, that's alright. Alright, let's run back in here. So that's just indicated the power has gone out and it is now nightfall. Alright, let's climb up here. And head through this portal. Pick up some pipes, because we'll end up needing those in the future, no doubt. But if I go back through here, it just takes me back to where I was previously. Also, you can set up stuff from this power socket, just like we could the power sockets back in the office. I believe they turn off as well at night time though, so that's just something to be aware of. So, yeah, we'll eat some of the soup, which is good that I brought it with us. Okay, so now I'm going to break this and we'll head down into this vent. So we can see in the bottom left-hand corner that it was at midnight. The portals would have reset and the resources would have reset. But that actually hasn't occurred because I'm currently in this portal world. So that's just something to be conscious of. When you're playing solo, it's not too much of an issue or an inconvenience because you're playing solo. And there's enough to do that by the time I want to come back here, this will probably reset again anyway. So now we're just going to open up this shortcut, and this is the other side of this security van, armored van, that I ran up to previously. And this is the shortcut to get in. And there's nothing else that's really over here for us to worry about as far as I'm aware. That... makeshift crossbow. Okay, so that is something new that I hadn't come across before, so that's good to know. Requires antifungal gelatin. Okay, so when I've sorted antifungal gelatin, I'll be able to go back and take care of that. So it's been a little while since I've properly played Abiotic Factor prior to starting the Let's Play, so there are some things that I'm going to discover as I come across them, so, just because it's been a while. So there's another station there, like computer station there, that we'd be able to use. Let's use that to grab that. I'll be able to expand my farm when I head back as well, which will be handy. And we'll come up here, wash ourselves, I don't think there's anything in here. No. Alright, so we'll keep going. What else can we get? Some money. And... nope, my inventory is too full. So we're just gonna wander past that. And that gives us the second power cell. Now, before worrying about that portal, I'm going to come over and unlock this, because this actually gives us a shortcut back to where we got the first power cell. So the first power cell and the second power cell are easily connected to each other now. So I can easily run between those two to pick up power cells in the future. Okay, so I'm teleported into a library. Now we want to try and avoid these guys. So it looks like I'm overloaded as well at the moment, which is handy. So I can come and get books from here in the future if I need them for anything. Oh, that's locked. Gotta go around through here. So I can unlock that for the future. He's gone past, so we're fine there. Should just be able to run past. So he's gonna come out after me. That's not ideal. Okay, that's alright. I should be able to make it over to the ladder here. And once I do, I should be home free. So he's not going to come after me through that now. And I can unlock that. And that actually gets us back to this starting area. So he's going to stay up there. And I'm going to use this opportunity to head back to base. So now we have got a hold of 2 power cells. Now these emit radiation as well, so we do need to be conscious of that. It's not going to be causing me an issue at the moment, just because I'm wearing the hazmat suit. Now because the facility and everything is reset, that's why this enemy is back. So we'll take care of him. One more shot should be able to do it. Okay. Might need a 5th shot. There we go. Got him. So that's him taken care of. Okay. So we'll chop him up. So I'm going to get rid of the cloth, because the Exor hearts are a lot rarer than cloth, obviously. And so it's worthwhile for me to prioritize those over anything else, or at least things like cloth. Head down through here. Now the pest, there will be a pest or a peccary down here as well. that would have respawned, as far as I know. So it might be a peccary and it might be further around. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So we'll head around through here. Slowly walk our way back to base.
Getting a bit hungry?
I can't really run at the moment because I'm injured, which is what's slowing me down. So that is one of the things in this game, is you do need to be careful because it's quite easy to take fall damage. And you know that can be quite an issue. Slow you down quite a bit. So okay, now that I'm back, we'll dump some of this stuff out. Okay, so it's not medical, but I'm going to chuck it in there for now. And chuck those bits of food in the fridge. Chuck that in the fridge as well. Okay, so I'm going to make a couple of stints so that we can take care of my leg. So I'll be able to apply that. Okay, and so that's leveled up my first aid as well, thankfully. Make a second one. Take care of that second injury. Alright. So they're splintered now and taken care of. So I'm feeling a little bit stuffier, so that just means that I'm going to be a little bit more thirsty than I normally would. Dump that farming stuff. So I think it means I'm actually going to run a little bit slower than I normally would as well, but that's perfectly fine. That's not a problem. So now I've been able to recall this, like I mentioned previously. And what we can do is just pop that down there. We can grab all this. Pop the couple of heavy things in there. And that is all of that taken care of. And so now I can just happily take this back to the base. Alright, it's not going to get through there. That's fine. But as you can see, instead of having to make multiple trips to get everything back, I've only needed to make the one trip, which has definitely made life just that little bit easier. It also means that I've wound up with a lot more gear and equipment. We'll pop those there for now. I believe that these actually break down. I think they might break down for a little bit more than a single bit of metal, but I don't remember off the top of my head, to be honest. And we'll package that away for next time. So pop those away, pop that away. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the episode here. It's been a little bit longer than usual because we did go through a large majority of the Flathill area. When we do come back, I will go through the remainder of that Flathill area and get that final power cell. There are 3 in there. And then once we have done that in the next episode, we will unlock the manufacturing area and start to explore that. So if you've liked the video, please hit like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And until next time, don't forget to be awesome.